everybody, welcome back to another episode of the Acoustics video series. My name is Emiko, aka That Hi-Fi Girl, and today I want to talk to you about how social media fits into hi-fi. Not just hi-fi today, but hi-fi tomorrow, and the next day, and the day after that. So I think by now we all know that social media has quite a dark side to it. Conversely though, there's this really wonderful side of social media, and acoustics has a large hand in paving a path forward for the future of hi-fi and audio. So I wanted to give you some examples of why social media used properly and used in a positive way can make all the difference on your hi-fi journey. So if you are a beginner and if you are new to the hobby, let's start here. And don't worry, seasoned audiophiles, I'm getting to you as well. But for anybody that's thinking about dipping their toe into the audio pool or the audiophile pool, this is a great place to land. Social media, especially Instagram right now, has a thriving audiophile community. If you go follow Acoustics, for example, you'll see all the fantastic community-driven initiatives that are going on that Acoustics is either putting together or is participating in. This is one great way to get into the community, to make new friends, to learn, to also experience gear that you may not have had a chance to learn about otherwise. Now, this comes with the caveat that, of course, whatever YouTube videos or social videos you're watching on Instagram or Facebook or TikTok or wherever you may be, obviously you're not getting the true sound of whatever system you're looking to audition. So you always want to make sure to follow that up with an email or a phone call to your local dealer or to wherever you can go, or check this out, slight left turn off of this conversation. Sometimes, if you can get connected with the person whose channel you're watching, sometimes people will let you come over and hear their systems. Now, I'm not suggesting, of course, that you go to some random stranger's house. I'm saying once you build up a communication and a rapport with them, it's naturally bound to happen. Which brings me to another point, that social media and hi-fi is really putting the social back in social media. It's a beautiful thing, especially on Instagram. I see so many audiophiles connecting with each other, meeting up together, going over to each other's homes to listen to each other's systems, starting mini audio groups together. It's such a beautiful thing. And the one thing that we don't see, and I won't say we don't see any of it, but I'll say that we see a very, very minuscule amount of this, is trolling. The Instagram community, when it comes to hi-fi and audio, is a truly amazingly supportive, encouraging, and inspiring community. For those of you that may be familiar with the Facebook audiophile groups that have a bad reputation of just being filled with trolls and bullies, this is the literal opposite of that. I can tell you from my own personal experience that in one of the audiophile communities that I'm participating in on Instagram, for example, we've got audiophiles who are interested in audio that don't own a system, and they're just starting to put things together. Nobody is talking down to them about that. Nobody's making fun of them for that. In fact, everybody's cheering them on and saying, oh, that's okay, you know what? Let's help you get something together. And in that sense, hi-fi is not just an industry. It really is a living, breathing, familial community. For more seasoned audiophiles, and I guess for beginners too, really, social media is a great place to learn who the major players are in the industry. There's a lot of live streams that happen on a regular basis. Acoustics has a wonderful roundtable that we host usually the last Sunday of every month on our YouTube channel, youtube.com/acoustics. So go subscribe if you haven't already. And every month we pick a different topic or two to talk about. Sometimes we have special guests on, and all of the regular contributors get together and we sit down for an hour, sometimes an hour and a half, and we just shoot the breeze and talk about the topic at hand. And it's a great way to recenter ourselves, come together as a group, because remember, I think a lot of audiophiles tend to, I'm not saying everybody, but from what I can see, a lot of audiophiles tend to listen in a solitary position. The listening chair is a chair, it's singular. It's not a listening sofa or a listening group of chairs. It's that one chair in that one sweet spot. And yes, I know there's a reason why it's there. My point is that when you get onto other social media platforms, you see a singular person sitting in a singular chair, listening to their system by themselves. And getting into an actively participating social media community community is really a great way to socialize with other audiophiles. Today's video is brought to you by SVS, makers of high-performance speakers, subwoofers, cables, wireless audio gear, and so much more. SVS provides thrilling and immersive audio experiences with expert support, white glove service, and a sound that far exceeds the price. To learn more, visit svsound.com and join the sound revolution. Now, speaking of connecting with social media audiophiles in person, a wonderful thing happened this past June of 2022. The Acoustics team flew out for the very first time to come to the Home Entertainment Show in Long Beach, California, and this was the very first time that all of us had met in person in one space. Some of our contributors are seasoned at going to different shows all over the world on a regular basis and covering those. A few of our contributors had never been to an audio show before. Some of our contributors were excited to hear systems that they had only ever seen on social media, and some had no idea what to expect. And what was so beautiful was we got a chance to sit down at the end of every day and share what our experiences were over those 3 days at the show. And it was so touching to see and hear how different people were receiving audio in so many different rooms. It's great because on our team we have 2 vintage contributors who I think didn't really know what to expect when they got to the show in Long Beach. And then we had headphone folks who were really focused on the show's headphonium experience. And when they got the chance to walk around the show and sit in exhibit rooms, the feedback that they shared with our group at the end of every day was so beautiful. It was a wonderful chance to really see how social media over the past 2 years, especially during the pandemic when we couldn't get together in this way, had really kept hi-fi and audio alive. And all of us meeting together, I felt, was proof in the pudding that there is this really positive aspect to social media, Instagram especially. So whatever platform you're on, if you find your people, it makes this journey that much sweeter. So if you want to find more people or new people, head over to ecoustics.com, you all knew this was coming, and make sure to sign up for our free newsletter and join the community if you haven't already. We're pushing out over 80 pieces of original content every month, including articles, reviews, playlists, human interest stories, videos, podcasts, so many exciting pieces of sharing the latest and the greatest. There's something for everybody here. And make sure to subscribe to Acoustics on YouTube if you haven't already, so that you can be part of the Acoustics Roundtable. Plus, our founder, Brian Mitchell, and our editor-in-chief, Ian White, often will do a number of other live streams throughout the month, and so you'll be the first to know about them. I know this video is fairly short, but we felt that this was an important message to get out there, so I hope that you find your people, and if you're still looking for your people, you can count on Acoustics. And I hope this has given you pause and something to think about, because hi-fi is so much more than music and the gear and the quest for the perfect listening experience. It's also about sharing that and learning what perfection means to each and every one of us and sharing that as well. So thank you everybody so much for watching. I will see you next time. Bye!